Hey, I'm Randy Younger, New York City's go to film enthusiast. Every week, I dive deep into the world of cinema with special guests from the New York City film scene. Whether I'm interviewing industry insiders or comparing the latest releases, there's always something for every movie lover. Join me as I explore the magic of film and discover what makes these movies unforgettable. Hey guys, I'm Randy Younger. It is a special edition of Under the Radar, bringing movies and people together one frame at a time. And with me tonight, I have a very special guest, a renowned actor of television and film, Mr. Jeff Fahey. And he has a new film out now. It's a crime drama called The Final Run. And it's just a wonderful film. I enjoyed it very much. And I have the star here right with me. So, Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Randy. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for that intro.
Of course, of course. So, the final run, it's a lovely film. I was on the edge of my seat. Tell me, how did you come across the script?
Well, the my manager Jeff Goldberg knows the director Chris Helton, and Chris had contacted him, said I've got this cool little project that I think Jeff might be interested in, and he sent it to me. We had a chat. I love the idea of the film. I was really intrigued by the fact that it was based on true characters, and that Walter, the writer producer, actually knew these characters and represented them legally, was their attorney, and it was a good read. And I have to say, Randy, one of the things I enjoyed about it, as you've seen the film, is that it's a slow burn,
Hmm.
and that it's not although. I've done all kinds of films in every genre, the high end action, fast paced to big budgeted to low budget indies that are psychological dramas and so on. But what I loved about this was that it sort of had an old fashioned family element to the
Right.
drama that and as I said, a slow burn,
Yeah.
which I always appreciate, that hopefully it holds an audience, but the audience has time to get to know the characters,
Yeah.
and um and that this wasn't a shoot 'em up. It was a man going back into his past, digging reluctantly back into his past, but for great reason, to save his wife and his loved ones and his family and business and so on. So all of those elements pulled me in.
Yeah, so a movie like this, you would read the synopsis and you think action thriller or
Mm,
crime thriller, and it is definitely a crime film, but I would just call it a crime drama. Uh,
mm, mm.
'Cause the family element is so strong. Your relationship with the granddaughter is portrayed beautifully, I must say, and
Thank you.
the story of your wife. I won't give anything away. I should
Hmm.
mention at the
Hmm.
beginning that this is a spoiler-free zone, and
Hmm.
it's just a wonderful picture of family loyalty and love and what one person will do, what all the lengths that one person will take to ensure that their family is safe. So
Mm.
that really came across.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
yeah, it
Thank
was
you.
just
Yep.
wonderfully done. And kudos to the cast. What these are some great actors you have here. What was it like working with them? What was the mood like on set?
Well, Judd and I are old friends. We go back
Hmm.
30 some years. And so, and I believe we've known each other for that long, but this is the first time we've worked together.
Okay,
I mean,
oh,
we've been wanting to for years,
huh.
and this, because of the nature of it. Again, this is why I enjoy working on all ranges of films, but a lot of times it's, even though the filming and the finance and so on sometimes is more difficult for the smaller projects and your shooting schedule, even though it's much more challenging, you
Right.
actually have the ability to get certain cast members together, given the amount of time, scheduling, and so on. And that's what worked out for Judd and myself. And so uh, I was very excited to work with Judd, and we had a couple little scenes there there together. But I look forward to working with Judd again. And as you said, it's a wonderful cast. Every member of the cast I enjoyed working with. Some are more known, better known, if you will, than others. But everybody came to the party and delivered 1,000%. And working with Chris, the director, and Walter, the producer, it was a joy.
So you would say that collaboration is paramount to any film set.
Paramount to any film set, and not more important
Mm,
on a smaller film,
mm,
but it certainly helps get the job done
right.
when you have, on the bigger films. Um, you may have 4, 5, 6 weeks and longer at times. And on the smaller films, sometimes you only have 14 to 18 shooting days of principal. So you really have to hit the ground running
Right.
and stay as involved, 1,000% you bring to the table, but the time to make decisions sometimes is much quicker. And so to that point, as you said, the collaboration you should always have on any film, but it's a make or break on a smaller film for sure.
Yeah, it's a little more room for error, I guess. But
Hmm.
this film was, I mean, it's a smaller film, but it had the appearance of a big budget film,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
great. Uh, how do you approach, you mentioned small films, you mentioned big films. Do you approach every type of film the same way, or do you kind of like adjust accordingly?
Well, good question because it's the same approach as far as the commitment,
Mhm.
whether it's a $100 million budget or a $750,000 budget and smaller. You bring what you can, but again, you have to adjust to the given time. And a lot of times on a smaller film with the time element, you you have to commit to a decision quicker,
Mhm.
and you don't have and I mean simply sometimes where you're only going to get two takes at something,
Mhm.
where on a bigger budget, more time scheduling, you can get 3 or 4 or 5 takes sometimes. But so it's not that you waste time on the bigger ones. It's like having more rehearsal time, if you will, because sometimes when you're more times than not when you're filming, they're actually filming your rehearsal, in television and in film. But no, I bring the same amount of commitment, uh, but you have to adjust accordingly to the time and the light. Sometimes you can be in a location and you're losing your light, for example, and on a bigger film, you can come back the next day, or they can reschedule it for some time down the line. But on a smaller film, you're not, you only have that location for that day, and so whatever the problem is, you have to adjust accordingly.
Right. And you mentioned light, and as you can see, the sun is setting in front of me
I'm watching it. Yes, yeah,
in Queens, New York, and it is lovely. But I'd rather talk
yeah.
to you now. So yeah, big budget, low budget. That's a good. I love that.
Well, if I may, Randy,
Yeah,
for example, let's
yeah,
use what you just said. For
sure.
example, if we were on a bigger schedule, a bigger budget, the DP, the director of photography, would say, "Well, hold on a second, we've got to relight Randy because the sun
Right.
is setting. Let's set it, let's put something over here." And if we only had literally
Hmm.
minutes left in this location, the
Yeah.
DP or the director would say, "Randy, just stay lean back because you're right there. But if you come forward too much, you're
Right.
hitting that light and we don't have time to block it out. Let's just do one more take and let's go. Bang." And that's sometimes is the case.
So good thing this is a podcast. It is a podcast with videos, so we'll just work around that. Uh,
Yes, yeah.
Now, and another comparison I wanted to get into, obviously you have a very extensive career in film and TV. Do you prefer one over the other, or are they basically the same animal?
Well, another great question. Thank you. And I do a lot of theater also. So, um, and I'm throwing that in there because they're all completely different. Um, in many ways, and yet they all have that core marriage of
Mhm.
the commitment. You come in. let's say on a play, you've got 4 weeks of rehearsal and
Right.
then 2 weeks of preview, or sometimes only one week. But and then you've got the run of the play, whether it's 50 performances or 300 performances, and so you're constantly tweaking. And not to say that it's not working, but you're always you're not changing the story, you're not changing the time, but everyone at once in a while you're fluctuating on the rhythms within inside of a scene, and you're adjusting to the audience too. Now that's theater, and
Right.
it's very exciting because you're doing 8 shows a week, and a lot of people talk about theater, and they think that for the cast and the players, that it's the applaud that they crave, and that's just one element at the end of this great journey,
Hmm.
of each evening and afternoon. And if sure, of course, it's nice to have an applaud as opposed to a boo, but each performance is its own special journey, which is very exciting for an actor. Then you have television,
Hmm.
which is fast. It is rapid, and whether it's uh, a series, a comedy, drama. I mean, you're moving at fast pace, but again, you adjust to that.
Right.
You don't have to keep leaning back. I mean, the light doesn't bother
All
me at
right.
all, but yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
actually very dramatic, moving in and out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so, but you adjust to it. These, I won't say these are all challenges. They are just the nature of the beast,
Right.
and so you bring complete commitment in, but you adjust. Sometimes on television, for example, on a series,
Hmm.
you may be doing uh, all of your scenes for that episode within a 2 3 day period, and you're jammed in there. But by the same token, you can have that on a little independent film.
Hmm.
All your stuff is done in 3 days, but then on something like Horizon or the bigger films, it's spread out over months,
Right.
and you'll do a scene today, and then the second half of the scene in 3 weeks, and then the previous scene to that 4 months later. I mean, that all gets spread out, but you adjust, and hopefully you can bring the same thing. So there's a fluidity to it. Um, and within that, you have the bigger and smaller films. So for me, they're all equally as exciting, and I go from one to the other, and it keeps it exciting for me, and the challenge is always there.
Yeah, it's truly the actor's journey, and you go from so many different projects, different types of characters, usually more morally ambiguous. You kind of have that here in the final run, and
Mm.
you also have that in. I have to talk about this film because I knew I was going to be interviewing you, and I watched this film actually for the very first time, and it's 1992's The Lawnmower Man.
Ah, yes,
And
yeah.
I'm sure you get asked about that film a lot. And it was just so out there and so different, so fresh and original. I just want to know, what was your experience like on that film?
It was fantastic. As we all know, most people know that it had Stephen King's name on it and then was removed because it was nothing at all like the Stephen King short story, but
Right.
it was its own. However, and for whatever reasons, they turned it into something else. Um, it stands on its own outside of Stephen King, but Stephen King and his name attached, and still to this day, a lot of people think it's the original short story. So it certainly helps the film, but that's a different thing. But in answer to your question,
Hmm.
I loved it. I mean, Pierce and I are still friends today. We met on that film, really enjoyed it. That again was, in its time, was considered a lower budget film. I
Hmm.
mean, it made a lot of money, and was a huge commercial success. But that happened in about 21 days of filming, and a budget of a few $1 million. But my experience was fantastic on it. It was great to work in this so-called virtual reality world where we knew nothing about it. I mean, very little about it, and to be reacting to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had goggles with cardboard, In the and so everything that we were reacting to, we didn't know what it was until we saw the movie ourselves.
Hmm.
So we had and we had nothing to base it on
Wow.
because the images were created in post-production, so we had no idea what that was. And also and finally, the film, like many of the things that I've worked on, uh, that have grabbed the audience, from Lost to all of Robert Rodriguez's films, uh, and all the other Stephen King, the real Stephen King projects I worked with, Under the Dome and the Institute now. But they've all been fantastic. I mean, really, really been wonderful. That one has stayed and gone the distance
Yeah.
because, just like you brought it up now, at least two, three, four times a week, somebody will mention it to
Oh,
me.
really?
Oh
Well,
yeah,
it's
all over the
just
world.
it's just so different, and it came out in 1992, a time when virtual reality wasn't really as commonplace as it
Hmm.
is now. So it was kind of like frightening, and it predicted the future in a way because
Mm,
I'm sure there's people who have those recliners, and I'm sure even rich people have those, like, those circular,
yeah,
whatever, a gyroscope or whatever
yeah.
it's called.
I
But
mean, isn't it amazing where you look at where we are with virtual reality today and you can actually go in, you
yeah,
can go inside, and I mean, my God, and
yeah.
everything we're dealing with now, where we're at with artificial intelligence, that movie was quite a bit ahead of its time.
It was, and I could
Mhm.
even see a reboot or a
Hmm.
remake in the future. FYI, Jeff, I think that might be something to consider. But yeah, it's
Well,
just
some people have kicked that idea around. I
they
mean,
have.
nothing that's really come into development fruition, but some
Right.
people have kicked that idea around. I would love to do a reboot of it.
That'd be
I mean,
fantastic. I mean,
or certainly see one.
yeah, you could collaborate with Pierce again. I
Yes.
personally pay good money to see that movie. So, oh, so let's see here. I just had a couple questions. Um, for the final run,
Hmm.
what do you hope audiences take away from the film? I mean, it's a wonderful story of family. It's also kind of a crime thriller in its own right. But
Hmm.
what do you, Jeff, what do you hope audiences take away?
Well, I would hope that because audiences, let's say you have 10 people walk into 10 people see a film, or go to see a film, and it's for 10 different reasons. Somebody wants to go for a ride and take that action, fast-paced ride, which is wonderful. Some
Right.
people want to come out crying, some people want to come out with their life changed, and some people just want to walk away from their life for a moment and feel something that has hope in a very simple, pure way. And I would hope that those who enjoy the film walk away feeling that they witnessed a moment in time where a man committed to the love of his family and his wife uh, dug back into his dark side again, or something he had left behind,
Right.
but through for reasons of uh, moral and principle. And I love the family concept, how the granddaughter does come into and help, how the old antagonist, or antagonist, if you will, Judd's character has finds some heart and forgiveness. And these are, one might look at this and go, this is an afternoon family film or a Hallmark film, but all these films are valid if one person walks away enjoying it. Aside from the commercial commitments and all of the 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 financial results that have to happen on a film, uh, going a long way around the barn to answer your question, I hope just a few people, the more the merrier, but just a few walk away having enjoyed this story about family and commitment.
Of course. It definitely is that. And I'll be honest, I did see your name and Judd's name attached, and I was immediately
Oh,
interested.
great.
So yeah, you guys were awesome. I wish you had more scenes together. I really do. Um,
Well, I would hope that they do a sequel to this.
okay.
I don't know what they would call it, but I understand that Walter has already written one,
Oh,
and so if the audience digs the film, that'll give it enough incentive to get the second one made. And I would think and hope that, I mean, I haven't read it, but I would hope that there are more scenes in there between Judd and myself.
I mean, I would love to see that, obviously. I would love to see maybe even like a prequel situation
Mm,
where they could either have you maybe done up AI or some makeup, or just hire a younger actor to be you,
hmm.
and you can call it the first run.
The first run, yes, or that would have been one of the many runs because I
Yes,
don't know how many did they actually do. I don't know,
I don't
but yeah. But
know.
well, hopefully, if there's enough people that dig the film and it gets a good audience out there, they'll do a sequel to it.
I hope so too. You got my vote.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Now it's a beautiful film. Where was it shot? I'm just
Well,
curious.
that was down in Beaufort. We shot
Okay.
that down in Beaufort, yeah, and which is a beautiful area. And again, when you do these smaller films like this, and I don't mean to say the small film is less important than a big film. It's
Mm,
just that when you have a small film like that, and you go into a town like Beaufort, and that's where Walter and a lot of the that's where the real characters were,
mm.
right down in this area at the docks where we actually filmed. And so
Nice.
it's fascinating. But the town, the city embraced us, and they helped us out a lot with food, with accommodations and everything. It was beautiful. So it's a great town, great city rather, to film in Beaufort, and hopefully we'll go back there.
Yeah, it definitely. It really, and it just felt like just a regular, grounded.
Hmm.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
like it was just like a regular slice of Americana, which is
Yeah, and that's actually the same city they filmed. Remember the film years ago called The Big Chill?
yeah. Oh,
The
Kevin
Big
Hart.
Chill, Larry
Yeah, yeah.
Kasdan. Yeah, yeah. They shot that right there also. I mean, the house where that all took place was right around the corner from my hotel, and yeah, and that
Interesting.
whole neighborhood there is beautiful.
Good to know. It's a very
Hmm.
film-centric area. I like that.
Yeah, and the people, I have to tell you, the people of Beaufort, beautiful, very supportive. They were great.
I love it. Maybe I'll take a little trip there sometime.
Yeah. Oh, when we're filming, come on down.
I'd love that. Hey, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just curious. You've worked with,
Mhm.
see, a lot of great directors. Uh, who was your absolute favorite to work with? And are there any filmmakers that you haven't worked with yet that you'd like to?
Oh my gosh. Oof. Wow. Well, I have worked with so many great filmmakers, and I honestly I don't have a favorite of them. That's picking a favorite from in so many different ways, from Clint Eastwood to Robert Rodriguez to Larry Kasdan. I mean, oh my God, Jack Bender. I've worked with him so much on Lost, and now on and Under the Dome, and with Jack, and now working on The Institute with Jack. Um, there's so many, and I'm not dodging the answer, but I don't have the answer to that.
All right.
I hope that there's so many directors out there that I would love to work with, young directors that I haven't even met yet, and directors that are long gone. From the Henry Hathaways to the John Fords and the oh gosh, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that was a loaded question. So
It was loaded. That's a question for an hour conversation.
right, right, right. Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
to give somebody time to think about it.
Well,
And I'm sure some people have a quick answer to that, but I
right.
just don't have an easy answer.
Well, when you do the sequel, you'll come back and we'll revisit that one.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course. So last question, and I'll let
Yes.
you go. Are there any other projects other than the final run that you're working on that you can talk about?
Well, when does this air?
Uh,
When do you show this?
Next week.
Okay, next week. So there's one or two that I can't talk about.
Okay. Mhm.
But this will air after the finale of the Institute.
Okay.
The Stephen King, Jack Bender, Stephen King piece, which there's quite a reveal in the last episode, and which I found out just hours ago that MGM Plus has picked it up for a second season.
Oh, great.
So
Congrats.
that's there,
Oh,
and a lot of music. I'm writing a lot of music. We have some. I've been writing music with my writing partners in Nashville, and we've got four songs in a limited series that's coming out called The Gray House,
Okay.
about the Civil War, female true story, based on true story about female spies during the Civil War. And that's being produced by Morgan Freeman and Kevin Costner
Nice.
and Leslie Greif. And so that'll be coming out. And we have a song that was recorded by Willie Nelson and one by Shania Twain and Warren Treaty. So the music is going very well also, and have end title songs in about four other films that are coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, about to start another project. It's a little on the hush right now. I apologize. There's a couple things I can't talk about,
No worries.
but yeah, very excited. As I said, that just hours ago found out that the Institute is going to be picked up by MGM Plus for the second season.
Congratulations. That's very cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
I love
thank
that.
you.
And going back to your music career, now, is it mostly country or do you go into different genres?
Well, I only started writing songs 2 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, and ended up getting connected with Jim Moose Brown and Aaron Enderlin
Okay.
in Nashville, and we just started writing. I mean, these are established artists. Jim Moose Brown, he wrote a number of things, but one of his songs was "It's 5 o'clock Somewhere." And Aaron Enderlin is a very successful artist, singer, songwriter, and she has a new album coming out very soon. And so the three of us have been, and I just got on very well with them and never wanted to write. I just ended up writing about someone who had passed away and turned it into a song. And one thing led to the next. And so, yeah, writing country, but also delving into soundtracks for film and working with orchestras and the artists, as I said. And Moose and Aaron and I were working on. I'm headed back to Nashville very soon to do a couple more songs, and yeah, yeah.
I
So it's
love
going
that.
very well. Yeah.
I should just let you know that I am a huge film score nerd, and
Ah.
if you ever want to chat movie scores, I'd love to pick your brain a little bit.
Well, you know what I'd love to do is in the near future set up a Zoom where I come on with Moose and Aaron, and we talk about the music for the next few films.
I love it.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Yeah, let's save that ammunition for another show.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, Jeff, I want to thank you so much. This has been amazing. The film is the final run and it's currently in select theaters and on demand. And yeah, the great Jeff Fahey. Jeff, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
anytime, anytime. So I'm Randy Unger. This has been Unger the Radar, bringing movies and people together one frame at a time. We'll see you next time. Take care.